Oh boy. Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm already on. Hi, chat.
Started without me.
I was off by like 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh, you're here twice.
I'm here twice. Hello.
Hello, chat.
There.
Liking the new music. Oh, this isn't new music. It's just I haven't really used it in a while. Gonna have to because Pogo stuff is getting claimed by not Pogo. Funny enough, it's getting claimed by a random Chinese company.
As usual.
Actually, this is the first time a random Chinese company has claimed Pogo music, though. That's it's kind of funny, but by the same token, also very frustrating.
Yeah, I can imagine this.
So,
welcome, Melon. Welcome, Tape. Welcome, Jojo.
Hello.
How's chat?
Hello, everybody. If you only watch our weekly podcasts, which I don't imagine that's the case, but if you are one of the rare people that potentially only pays attention to me on Sundays when Temp is here, the internet is fixed. Maybe.
Yes, hi.
Most likely. Most likely, the internet is fixed. It has had no issues for the past couple days.
Yeah.
Don't try and jinx it. Just say yeah. Just smile and nod. Just smile and nod, bud. The internet is fixed.
Smile and nod.
Yeah, the internet is fixed. Don't jinx it for everybody. How are you doing today? I imagine you're extremely frustrated right now.
Yeah.
And it's
frustrated and exhausted.
I imagine that your frustration is only in the name of Bungie, which is for two different reasons, not just for the reason where everybody's expecting us to talk about tonight.
Oh, don't worry, we will. Yes, so chat, for those who didn't show up to my streaming last night, if you didn't, by the way, hi, you should go check out my streams. My YouTube button is refusing to work. My YouTube button's random when it works. It's an off day.
It's an off day where it does work.
Is it off? No, fair. Your model is the old Junie model? Yes. Yes.
Until you get your own.
Until I get my own, yeah.
I am curious. Is it going to be like a dog, or are you going to be like a sea animal?
I haven't decided yet.
I think a seal temp would be very adorable. It's like little whiskers.
That could be interesting.
Maybe some ears. I don't know. Bungie fell off. Yeah, it did.
I am going to be working with Ari on that after my upcoming project with him.
That's fair. That's fair.
But no, for those who didn't show up yesterday, so a couple of my friends, Dom and Mouse, those who show up to my stream know who they are. We wanted to actually sit down and play Destiny yesterday. We wanted to catch up on we wanted to finish it. We wanted to uninstall the game yesterday. Great. Cool. Yeah. And then the game exploded for Dom to the point that we really couldn't finish it.
So you're going to have to be a little bit more specific here. When you say the game exploded for Dom, what do you mean?
So we had to go find an item specific. So me and Malice found this item on accident. Like we saw a collectible, we collected the collectible.
Yeah.
So when it got to a point where we had to go find the collectible, it didn't give us that quest step to go find the collectible because we had already found it. Great. But that means we found it on accident.
Yeah.
The one that it actually wanted us to get. And when Dom got the quest step to go look for that, he went scouring all over the new location, quote unquote new location, for these collectibles. And he couldn't find one. Malice was seeing them all over, but me and Dom were not. And I was really curious on that. Dom found out that he had to go find a specific collectible, the one that me and Malice accidentally found.
Uh-huh.
And it took us half an hour for us to figure that out. Once we did, then we loaded into the mission that Dom shouldn't have been loaded into, that me and Malice already did. And it kept teleporting us back to the starting room every 5 seconds. So what should have taken us a minute, maybe 2 minutes to do the whole mission, took us 15 minutes. because we had to repeatedly jump off a cliff and
in Minecraft
die.
Or in Bungie,
Minecraft.
not in Minecraft, in Destiny.
Exactly. The white worm under the Court of Oryx? No, the white room in the raid starting room.
Oh, for what's the name?
Kingsfall.
Yeah, for Kingsfall.
Yeah, that's where the worm was. So we could have actually made more progress yesterday if the game didn't make us spend nearly 45 minutes just hopping around looking for two things.
I'm sorry, that just sounds way too much, in my personal opinion. Way too much for... See, here's the problem that I have with Bungie. I mean, they had multiple issues, but I think the thing that really did it in for Destiny and me, not the streamer, the game, is the game got way too complicated for the sake of, if people are wanting more content, let's just give them more complicated shit so that they take longer to do it, so that they have the idea or the perception that there's more content. And I kind of hate that too, because whenever you just like inflate game time by making something artificially harder, it's just like, I hate it more. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
And so I hate the game more, and that's what made me quit eventually. It's just like, this isn't fun anymore.
Well, that's the thing, and I talked about it yesterday. It was a really big topic of my stream yesterday. I'm happy quitting Destiny because I have Final Fantasy 14. And we went into a almost an hour-long discussion, because we're waiting for Malice to show up, about how there are games that people enjoy that other people are like, so you need to stop having fun because I don't like this game. Dead by Daylight was one. Final Fantasy 14 is one. Destiny's one. I may be quitting Destiny, but I'm still of the mindset of, if you enjoy the game and you want to keep playing it, by all means, keep playing it.
No, don't play Destiny, chat. If any of you play Destiny, I'm just gonna make fun of you. Sorry.
But the same rules apply to
it's a joke.
Any online game. Again, like Final Fantasy 14 and like Dead by Daylight, those are the ones that we talked about yesterday. And I'm perfectly okay quitting Destiny and sticking around for just Final Fantasy 14.
If it's not fun, why bother? Because here's the thing. I quit it before I technically should have, because I'm losing out, because I paid for the year and I quit before the amount of time that I would have spent would have been worth something. Temp has decided to quit after he played all of the content that they owed him for the year, basically. And so that's why he is stuck around as long as he has, basically.
Yep. Now that the story's over, we're working to finish the current story and then done. Like, we're calling it quits, we're done.
Pretty much.
I play Genshin. Well, Genshin's another great example. I see so many people be like, oh, you shouldn't play Genshin because Genshin bad. But if you like playing Genshin, play Genshin.
Yeah.
Really. Destiny 2 is fun, but it doesn't deserve any more money. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. The opposite could be said as well. A lot of games are dumbed down for people, like the yellow tape indicators to point you in the right direction.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
I hate games that do that so much. It makes me feel like they think I'm such an idiot. Sunk cost fallacy. So, I would say that, yeah, it's probably a bit of sunk cost fallacy.
I think a great example, and I know this is actually the game that actually started the discussion of like the red tape. Like, it had been like circulating discussions for years prior, but the biggest case of people talking about the red tape is actually Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And I got back into the game a few days ago, and I'm seeing more and more and more of the yellow paint everywhere. Really?
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Now, I kind of get it because it is an open world.
Yeah, but like Zelda was an open world too, and they didn't do that.
Like, I noticed they don't seem to do it in like the story parts. Like here is like the main story. You're gonna notice it more in like the side content. Like, you need to go off the beaten path in the middle of nowhere to go kill these two enemies. But you have to take a certain path to get there, and they want to make sure that you take that certain path by pointing you, this is the path you need to be taking. And it's one of those, like, I understand why they're doing it if they're doing it for the point of this is optional content. Okay. But I also understand why people don't like it.
I just don't like it because
I don't like it.
I just don't like it because again, like, you know, I grew up thinking to myself, if I couldn't find the way, I must be a dumbass. So I would appreciate it if the game didn't like treat me like I'm a kid that doesn't know where they're going and allow me to explore.
I think maybe the amount of yellow paint is if they toned it down or at least allowed options to turn it off in the options, great. I think that's a nice like middle ground. Like, it's still there, but there's like a graphical setting that just turns it off, or accessibility setting.
Well, here to hear first, chat. Temp loves yellow tape, so you can maliciously clip that out of context.
I didn't say that.
You know that some people are going to treat it like you did, though.
Oh, I know. Temp, a lot of people confuse addiction with enjoyment. The biggest case of this is LoL players. Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, it's awful. I watch streamers that don't know the yellow paint is meant to help them and they still get lost. Oh no.
Oh boy. That's quite unfortunate is what it is.
The opposite can be said as well. A lot of games are dumbed down for a lot of people, like the yellow tape indicators to point in the right directions. I feel really disrespected by yellow tape. Yeah, no, yeah. I think maybe part of it as well is these developers don't want people to go to like YouTube to go look up what they need to know.
Possibly.
And that is part of it. They still do it. I'm guilty of it very recently, actually, like yesterday.
Okay.
But I don't know. I feel like that's just one of the ways that they try to counter it is, you know, instead of telling people, hey, go watch this YouTube video, it's, we're going to hold your hand because you're going to watch that YouTube video anyway.
Yeah.
Yellow paint in a puzzle section of the game. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I absolutely hate that as well. It's just like, bro, is this a puzzle or are you just trying to teach me how to play the game? Like, I feel like yellow paint is made for, it's definitely made for journalists. That's for damn sure.
Another good way to handle yellow paint, and I know I said this before and I got a little bit of mild controversy. It might have been on a stream, I've said it prior. That if you're going to use yellow tape, maybe instead of using yellow tape or yellow paint or whatever, you use something that's distinguishable, that it looks natural, but you can tell that it's kind of like the, hey, maybe go here kind of thing. Like in the case of like, okay, you have a brick wall, or like not a brick wall, but like a rock wall that you need to climb to get to your your destination.
Okay.
You can then have the yellow paint parts be like clay, or like there's a very clear like grayish tint to the side of the wall, but then you have maybe some like brownish bits there that look like they're supposed to be climbed, but they're not like out of place.
Sorry, I didn't get really a chance to eat, so I'm listening to you all.
No, you're fine. It feels like Tails trying to teach Sonic how to run and jump. No, yeah.
Which game is that?
I do a lot of game mechanics. Yeah, I do too.
Which game was Tails trying to teach Sonic how to jump?
No. But that's the example. Is like yellow paint is like that.
Ah, I see.
Valve did lighting. Valve did use lighting. Yes.
I mean, that's a really inventive. Like, here's the thing: if you're inventive about it, I don't care. Like Valve and Portal did a pretty good job with that.
No, yeah, they did. Valve and Half-Life did pretty well as well. So there's a lot of ways to get around this. It's just people opt for yellow paint because players today, I'm not saying chat is, but a lot of players today genuinely not good at games. I think Deep Rock Galactic has a great way to teach players where to go in levels. Yeah.
Well, how do they do it?
They use the minerals.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Yellow tape, I feel like might be a bit more acceptable in some like Cyberpunk is a great example. Make it fit the environment.
How would yellow tape fit the environment of Cyberpunk, though?
Well, you could have it be like yellow neon lights, like as like a stepping like on a what's the best way to example? Like in a subway, like when you go up the subway steps, you see like the grip tape when you go up that, and like it has like the warning stuff on it. You could change that to be like neon yellow lights. Okay. And it's like the point of like saying, okay, go here. If you want players, I can see that. Yeah, maybe go into this place. At least make it fit the environment. Make it obvious, but don't make it so obvious that it ruins the immersion. Yeah, I think the thing that some people will definitely have to admit is it's not like that they're receiving help. It's just the method of which it's happening is extremely dumb. Mm-hmm. And people don't really like how it's being done. Mm-hmm. I feel like Dead Space did it pretty well. I don't know how Dead Space did it. It could be curative if it could be a dirt road with a broken sign pointing at a direction, but it doesn't look at a place. No, yeah, exactly. I've never played Dead Space. You need to. I say that as someone who really hasn't. Isn't that the horror game that everybody tells me I need to play? Yes. Right. Right. Dying Light did yellow paint, but I guess it worked because it's a parkour game. No, yeah, and that's the difference. It's just make it work. Don't make it so obvious that it's not. It looks weird. Yeah. Lobert for 100 biddies. Oblig, yellow paint is just bad because it is always used in games where it is making absolutely no sense for the ledge to have yellow paint slathered all over it. I feel like when the devs use things that are actually fit in the background to indicate, hey, there could be something over here. Yeah, pretty much. And that's kind of what we've just been saying here is, if you could have a yellow paint that isn't just like actual yellow paint, I feel like people would be, oh, hi there.
What's that?
Nothing much. We're talking about yellow paint right now.
Oh, sorry, chat. I thought I'd sneak in and say hi. Also, tell Akko I can't. Apparently, I could still VC, but I can't do anything else on Discord.
What the fuck? That's right.
Yeah. Well, I noticed it said because somebody asked me because I'm streaming with somebody in a minute. You can't use Discord at all, even VC. And I was like, no. And then I went back to look at the warning Discord sent me. Yeah. And it actually doesn't say anything about VC on it.
Just for some context, Mizu got a warning on Discord for he did a naughty, and so now his account is limited till tomorrow. And you've got a warning on your account for 2 years.
Yep.
And in my personal opinion, you didn't even really do anything egregious. Although I feel like the wording I would have definitely done differently because it definitely
comes down to the wording.
Yeah. And I think
because in context, literally nothing wrong with it.
No, yeah.
But they don't care about context.
No.
I put in an application for them to review it.
That's dangerous.
Oh well. If I get suspended, I'll have a new account in a week.
This is true, but we may need to remove your admin access from under the T. just so that the server doesn't get nuked along with it.
Anyways, I'll see you. I got my other thing to do. Have fun.
All right, peace.
Bye. Mizu punished for being too based? Yes.
I'm not going to repeat what he said because I don't want Discord to eat me.
Yeah.
If you really want to know what he did, chat, you can go and ask him on Twitter. Because, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But basically, he said something. I'm not going to say what he said.
He said something, but you can find out what he said because I'm not going to say it.
Exactly. What did he do? He got temporarily limited on his Discord account.
A Minecraft movie's peak cinema? I'm gonna disagree.
I would ban somebody for saying that too.
I wouldn't, but...
That's a joke, though.
Dead Space is amazing. Dead Space 3 is too much action instead of suspense horror. I mean, Dead Space 3 came out at a period of time when, like, that was like in that period of time of like Resident Evil 4 through 6, which were way more action than horror. So, to be fair, Dead Space 1 and 2 also came out in that time period, so.
Discord got too lame and gay.
The problem is, and I see people talking about TeamSpeak, but Discord is where everything is. Like, everyone would need to migrate over. Like, just abandon ship with Discord for me to move at this point.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Exactly.
That definitely ain't happening. Sorry to say, Discord is just kind of here forever.
Or at least until something better comes along. But that's the thing, is that Discord has put itself in a similar position like Twitter. Like, someone could buy it, someone could rename it, but it is still Discord. And another platform would have to come on and compete, like direct competition, and do better than Discord for people to move. It's kind of like what happened with Blue Sky and Twitter, and you saw what happened there.
I mean, we're still kind of observing it, but excuse me, Blue Sky is just kind of, it's just kind of there, and nobody really cares about it.
I have invaded. Hello.
Oh, hello. How's it going?
Doing IRL stuff, working on a car after not working on cars for a long time. Holy shit.
Oh, congrats.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, chat. Hope you guys are doing good. I just decided to join because you were talking about my favoriteest game ever.
Dead Space?
No, Marathon.
Oh.
We haven't talked about it yet.
We haven't gotten there yet, actually. I was thinking about talking about why I'm not buying the Switch 2 yet, probably ever.
Oh, alright. I'll shut the fuck up and go back to hell until you utter the words marathon.
Okay. Anyway, you were talking about yellow paint.
I feel like we've derailed enough.
That's. You think so? I don't know.
Yes, I feel like we've derailed enough.
I don't know. I had it was a really good, a really good thought process. Anyway. So, I as I've already mentioned, I am probably just not going to get the Switch 2. If somebody buys it for me, obviously I'll take it. But
so
I am not going to put money towards a Switch 2.
Is it on principle, or is it because of the games?
It is just well, the system itself isn't the issue. It's the games. It's 100% the games.
So apparently, and I'll take this with a grain of salt because I've not heard it from any sources and I have no way to back it up. But apparently, part of the reason why, at least what I'm hearing, is that Nintendo delayed the pre-orders, Switch 2, is they're reevaluating the prices of the games.
If they actually reevaluate the prices of the games, if they drop them by $10 or $20, I will.
$10, like, that's the thing. I think we've come to a point in time where people are like, I don't like paying $70, but we've had $70 for enough time that I'm like, fine.
I'm not. I'm definitely not. I feel like listen, I understand that like inflation is here and shit, but I'm not paying $70 for a video game. If it ain't $60, I'm really gonna evaluate if it's worth buying.
Well, even at $60, you're gonna evaluate whether you want to buy it. You're not gonna buy everything under the sun.
No, but like if it's a Nintendo's game console that has $60 games, I'm more likely to think about it. My wife's boyfriend took the Switch, so I don't know if I'm getting another one. Aw, come on, you need to let Jamal hold on to it. It's alright.
I'm sorry, I just came into Murder Temp live in front of an entire audience for cucking out to $70 games. Murder him! Kill the dog! Gotta put you down, boy.
70 I can live with. No, I can't live with that at all. Absolutely not.
I don't like 70 either. But 70's at least been the norm for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
With 70,
That doesn't mean it's right.
you have to. It doesn't mean it's right, but with 70 is easier to swallow than 80.
Yeah, and 7 inches is easier than 8 inches. I still don't like dick.
That's you know, I can probably agree with that there. Although I would ask for a different analogy. Just based on principle.
Hey, Sparks the fuck? Bitch,
Anyway.
I stand on principle.
Anyway.
I never pay $70.
Back on topic here. Because I'm probably not going to get a Switch, I am probably going to do the next best thing, which I've already talked to you about. And that is, I'm just going to hit out my Steam Deck to play all of the games I want on it. So, I've told this to Temp. Once he fulfills it, I will pay him $100 to, one, find a good emulator for it, and then two, get the mirrors of a bunch of games that I want on it. Start a poll.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Poll for what?
The poll is, do you cuck out for 70 or do you refuse?
I thought you were going to go work on a car.
No, I said I finished working on a car.
Okay.
I just came in to invade because now the talk of money has heightened my senses.
Okay.
I'll try not to derail, though.
I appreciate that. Anyway, Temp, move on.
I already was going to buy a $400 Switch. Why would I pay $700? Okay. I know people have called me a Nintendo simp. I don't think the $450 cost of the console's bad.
I mean, it's definitely way better than a the
PS5
PlayStation.
Pro.
No, that's definitely way better. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm willing to do it.
This is something too. Like I can justify it because it is a stronger system overall, and it can play on my Switch 1 games anyway. So it is just a natural upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind that, even if she just do what I'm using it for now. I don't like the prices of the games. Never have.
But
and hopefully they'll figure something out. But as far as your emulation question, emulators aren't the problem. It's finding the games.
Pretty much.
Because no one will talk about where you can get them, and I don't trust them being in my field.
Mm-hmm.
So, overall, I get where you're coming from, Temp. I legit do. It's kind of a secret, essentially. Aka, you've never experienced this, but imagine you're like looking for something, you can't find it, and then some shady guy in a trench coat's like, "Hey, you want to buy a Nintendo game?" And then leads you down a back alley.
Exactly.
You're either getting stabbed or you're getting what you wanted. There is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
That 400 could go to a PC that'll play anything. Well, that's the thing, chat, and I mentioned it prior. I mentioned it actually on Twitter on a post Akko made. It's like, I get if people don't want to buy like for the same, basically with the same price. You could buy a 256 gigabyte LCD Steam Deck for $400, which is still great. And if you're willing to shell out the even more, so for $50 more than the $500 Mario Kart bundle, you could buy a 512 gig OLED Steam Deck. Like, if you want to buy the Steam Deck instead of the Switch, by all means, do it, please. But
right,
the price of the console itself isn't the problem. It's the price of the games.
Pretty much. Because, I mean, like, I can understand prices go up, and I am very reticent of that, especially when we're talking hardware. because everything's been loss leaders for decades, literal decades. And at some point, it was gonna have to turn around. But at the same time, I don't think companies are realizing, yes, while understandably so, you are not the only product, and you are what's the word for something that you can live without? You're a commodity. You're entertainment.
Coffee brand coffee.
Yes.
Another great example of that is like I've seen the occasional like OLED discussion. OLED isn't like OLED's great, but that is a luxury effect.
What is OLED again? It's just like a crisper image.
It's a crisper image, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
It's not just a crisper image. If I remember correctly, it's organic LED. So it's supposed to be, I guess, some fancy schmancy.
The fuck is organic LED? This ain't growing any flowers out of it.
Here. I'm gonna do one better.
You just wake up one day, your Switch is sipping, it grew tendrils and is sipping water out of that cup.
An OLED is known as organic light emitting diode, also known as organic electroluminescent diode. Is a type of light emanating diode in which the emissive electroluminescent layer is an organic compound film that emits lights in response to the electric current. It's basically darker, brighter, everything else.
Okay.
It's
I require moisture.
it's basically more color.
Yeah, it's a fancy pants thing. The only thing is, at least from what I've seen, and again, this is my boomer ass opinion on it, it's definitely one of those things where I think about it and I'm like, I've seen reports apparently those things fry out in 4 years or something, so I'm just
they do better now. There's ironically a content creator I occasionally watch, Wolfden, I mentioned him a couple of days ago, where he bought a he bought a Switch OLED for the sole purpose of leaving it on 24/7 to burn in the image.
Oh.
He left it on for 5 years straight. I think it's still running now.
And it's like
battery shot to hell. The screen is shot to hell. But it took a long time for it to really burn in.
right.
All right.
And he ended up doing the same thing with the Steam Deck OLED.
Okay. If they're actually able to handle that abuse, then that's good. At least then your value actually is going more. It's a lot more reasonable then. Because at least for me, a while back when I heard OLED, I was like, yeah, something that looks good for the time and then will croak off quicker. So
that's the thing is I think OLED is more like eventually going to become the norm.
Yeah,
it's just we're not there yet.
Yeah, it needs to surpass current like LED or LCD or whatever the hell. I'm not good with the abbreviations.
Well, you also got to think about the pricing as well. OLED stuff is typically more expensive.
Yes.
Why?
So it because it is
manufacturing.
Manufacturing, yeah.
Okay, think of it this way. So the way you make an LED regular versus an OLED, completely different setup you would need in order to create them. So the OLED factory and supply chain is nowhere near in quantities as LEDs. So it's a lot more nicher, and because of that, intrinsically, it's going to cost more because there's not many people there's not enough buyers, and there's not enough sellers.
Yep.
So as chat said, luxury good.
Okay. It's literally one of those first world kind of like items.
First world problems.
Not even a first world problem, it's just a first world thing.
No, yeah, it is, yeah.
And chat saying they want their sword art online. Yes, once we get full nerve gear that can actually kill you, I'm going to put you onto a video game and if you annoy me, you die in real life.
See, we technically already have something like that in VR chat. You can buy a haptic feedback suit that'll rumble on the body part that is touched.
Does it have a?
No, it does not.
Oh, I was gonna say, does it have the thing to execute pigs in it? So that way, when I shoot you, you die.
No. I thought you were gonna ask if it had one for the penis, and I was gonna say no.
For
Not
the
yet.
what?
I was gonna for the cock and balls, man.
No!
So that people can do cock and ball torture.
No! Akko, cease!
That doesn't exist just yet. I'm sure that the furries are working on it.
The furries are working on it. Mizu's in the corner, excited and happy.
Oh no, Mizu doesn't use VR chat as often. You're thinking about me.
Chat, help me beat the octopus.
Hey, you're here. I'm allowed to punish you.
Yep. My phantom sense.
Oh gosh.
Ah!
See, here's the thing. It wouldn't be phantom sense anymore. It would just be sense. It would just be 100% sense.
Yeah, we got the bowl on the bed.
Excuse me?
Temp.
I have
I
a dirty...
can drive now. This is a threat.
Wait, are you saying that you weren't able to drive before?
Yeah, because the car was fucked.
Okay.
It is unfucked.
So what, have you
I
been
am
taking a
now-
bus to work every single... I know roughly where you live. So you're saying you took a bus to work every day?
Yeah.
Oh. Gross.
Oh yeah. Almost got stabbed 9 times.
Yeah, you can all see my screen.
I'm gonna fly jets in VRC later. If you're talking about on a day off, sure. Magma, that's not, I feel like, out of the question. Love sense
We
is
need
a
to play
thing.
Repo.
Yes, love sense is a thing. Oh, do you want to play Repo with us on Wednesday?
What time is that on Wednesday?
Same time.
Chat, I'm just posting this in general. This is all for you now because
That
Akko is
that
angry.
helps me. Awesome,
Same
thanks.
time as always.
Oh, for you. So 8 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
Chat, I think I'm gonna
Okay.
have to use the de-animator on Akko.
I mean, technically.
Yeah, no. If I don't have to go anywhere on Wednesday, I will be down for it.
Okay. Technically, Bull, when I get if I get a VRC avatar that looks like me, so you guys know Half-Life 2, and you kind of know the style of Half-Life 2, right? Or not
yeah.
Half-Life 2, fucking Half-Life. Just Half-Life.
Bull is lonely on the bed. Okay, chat here. I'll fix it so Bull won't be the only one on the bed.
I am
Oh my
going to
gosh.
hurt you.
Oh, is this on your screen in your area?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm
Where
going
is
to
it?
shoot
You're putting him
you.
on the cuck bed or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Where is it?
And see, because you're a ginger, it works. Because if you just
Yeah, that is-
rearrange the word ginger, it spells something else.
There we go. Now Bull isn't lonely on the bed anymore. Now Bull has a
I'm going
dog.
to shiv you.
He needs an Ava plushie.
Why an Ava plushie?
I'm gonna hit you with a rock, little
Mm.
bastard.
You know,
Anyways, we are derailed. Let us get
oh no,
back on
I love
track.
it. This is why I love podcasts here. Anyway, somebody mentioned the Minecraft movie. I'm assuming either of you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No,
I have-
I know exactly one person, now two, I guess, who have seen the movie. And one of them is Kat.
Chicken jockey.
Apparently, oh, it gets even great. So Kat, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. Kat got a pre-edited version of the movie because that's
I saw it too!
running.
Wait.
That's running its courses online. He downloaded a unedited version of the movie.
Oh,
So there are some.
he
there are
pirated the
some
movie that was
scenes-
unedited.
Yes.
Uh-huh. I know which version you're
So-
talking about. We can't show it because it
So,
definitely
it-
would get us copywritten, but like...
Oh, absolutely would. And he showed me this, and it was like the villagers. And what you would typically see in the movie is like the typical blocky villagers. But in this version, it's people wearing the blocky villagers.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't put the CGI in yet for the villagers. Holy
So is
fuck,
it the
was so
entire
good.
movie?
Yes.
It's a lot of scenes, yes. You actually basically are able to compare and contrast what they got done first versus when this released, what they hadn't finished yet. And it was like a lot of background scenes.
Can I just say, my favorite scene of this movie, even though I've never seen it and probably never will, my favorite scene from this movie, here, I'm going to pull it up so chat can see it, is the Jennifer Coolidge bit, because everybody says that that's like the best part of the movie. It's just the fact that Jennifer Coolidge runs over a villager with her car, and then they have like a love story, and at the end of the movie, like, she's married to him, and they have like villager children allegedly. It's like my favorite. It's like my favorite part of the movie. Like literally, Jennifer Coolidge runs over a villager.
Subplot.
It's fantastic.
There's an entire subplot with the villager wandering into the real world, gets hit by a Jeep Grand Cherokee, goes on a date,
fantastic
marries a
product placement
villager.
there.
But no, the greatest thing to me, watching the unfinished version, has to be this. So you would think the final battle, you know, the thing where you're putting all that money in, would be the thing you get done first, right? Wrong. So there's a scene with a giant pig war boss, whatever, and the black lady manages to tame a bunch of wolves and has the wolves come and attack it. So it's supposed to, you know, be getting mauled the shit out of it by wolves. But the wolves are just static, unmeshed, unanimated images stuck to him.
Nice.
They didn't finish. Oh my fucking god, it was great.
I do like that Jennifer Coolidge says that the villager is her favorite romantic partner that she's ever had to do in a movie ever. That is something she has said, which is you know what? I just think it's funny that she came out and said that like she watched the movie and that's her favorite. I find that really crazy. Really crazy.
It apparently was a pretty good production overall. Like, no nightmare things happened that we know of yet, but I'm really
have
happy.
Questions a movie about a game that doesn't have an actual story? When did I question it?
I will say this, having watched, you know, the unfinished and finished version, the production quality, really nice. I was really astounded they put so much fucking effort into that. This is legit a popcorn movie, like the kiddish of kid movie that's just made to be fun and silly. There's nothing deep to it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would say, compared to all the garbage that comes out and all the cancer, that movie honestly is all right. It gets a thumbs up just for not being obnoxious in any way and still being very silly. It went with a specific goal in mind and it completed it.
It's still really interesting to see how many of the Minecraft content creators are just like, man, this movie sucks ass, and it's just like, yeah, because I knew that it would for the people that it didn't matter for.
Pretty much.
What's interesting is, like I said, like I didn't even really talk about anything other than just saying, well, I don't really expect much because it's a kids movie. And then somebody told me, it's like, well, shouldn't we expect that even kids movies have good writing? It's like, yeah, I guess, but at the end of the day, like, if it's entertaining, I don't think a lot of kids care.
Sonic is a kids movie.
Yeah, but that Sonic movie is a good movie.
No, what this was saying is, I was like, the first Sonic movie is a kids movie, and it was written very well.
Yeah. No, this is what I'm trying to dive into. It's like, is it amazing? Is it a 9? Is it an 8? No, I wouldn't put it that high up. I would say that this movie is silly. It is a truly fun movie that was like, doesn't really care for having a deep story. It just wants to be amusing, and that is fine. You know, movies can do that. They're not going to be remembered probably 20 years from now, but the fact that it set out its goal of making itself enjoyable is still good. I would say it's a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not something that I'm going to be like, wow,
IGN
this
score
changed
right
my
there.
life. Pretty much. You know, it's not Iron Giant. It's not The Secret of Nim. It's not. Think of a kids movie that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, but it most certainly is a cut above the rest when it comes to modern media.
Okay.
Did I miss the marathon talk? We haven't talked about marathon yet. Marathon's a big topic, so it's
We're
going to
blue
happen
ballsing you all.
soon.
Sit here, throw shekels at us, and then maybe we'll think about it.
So why don't we get into the actual topics of the night?
We can do that.
No, I just said we're gonna blue balls them. Damn it, Tep.
We have other topics besides marathon.
All right. What do we got first?
Here, I will stream it. That way you can see what I'm looking at.
All right. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, one last thing. I was really happy at the end in the cutscenes. They had Revenge, a Minecraft parody playing.
Did they really?
I heard it if they did, yeah.
There's no way, because that's like
That's Captain Sparkles.
yeah, did they play the one that he like made original, or did they like play the edited version that he made over a decade ago?
I believe they played his original.
There is no way they got the rights to do that. There is no fucking way.
Do you know how much money is behind Minecraft? And you're telling me they wouldn't fucking be like, hey, we want to put this song in.
I have to go to his channel.
So, apparently, this was something that needed to be discussed. The lead dev and creator of Luna Snow, one of the new characters in Marvel Rivals, says that Penny Parker is not a minor.
Yeah, I just saw that on Twitter.
Why did this need to
Wait,
be
what?
brought up?
Because people kept screaming that if you like Penny, you're a PDF.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so this guy posted, it says Penny is 18, high schooler in this world. And some people were like, who the hell is this guy? And they're like, he's a lead dev of the game and the creator of one of the new characters. Oh, so his what he says is credence.
Yeah, because he's in charge.
Yeah.
And did people try to cancel him for what he said? Or is it just
No,
like
at least
literally...
not as far as I can tell.
Okay.
I mean, Penny Parker is very much just a shoe-in of like diva.
Okay.
Like you can even see her design and like you can see like diva.
What is she supposed to be?
She is a future, very far future version of Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
But instead of gaining
alt-universe.
spider powers, she made a mech that can do everything.
Yeah, she's alt universe. She's a Spider-Man where, yeah, like you said, mecha, futuristic setting.
Very anime. She's Japanese.
It's full on. It's literally Spider-Man
It's Gundam.
anime. Yeah,
It's Animu.
Spider-Man. Yes,
Okay.
that was their attempt at anime and Spider-Man.
Penny Parker really didn't have a lot of like relevance until the end of the Spider-Verse.
And then
Which, can I just say, I loved the first movie. I don't know, but I need to see the second part of the
I
second
haven't
movie.
seen both movies.
I haven't seen the second movie.
But the first one was great. But I'm mad about what it's done. Because it has gone to a point where every Spider-Man story has basically been a multiverse story. And I'm like,
Can we not?
why? Exactly. Like, No Way Home? Okay, fine. That was a special event. They made it work within the context of the new story arc they're working on. Fine.
And you know, you got the old Spider-Man back, which that was just one hell of a love letter because
Exactly.
everyone was so happy to see. Fuck, I forget his name. Peter something.
Peter Parker?
No, the guy that played the original Spider.
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Tobey Maguire. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, Tobey Maguire. Old heads like me, it was like, oh my god, he's.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I grew up with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Same.
I imagine a lot of people probably did.
Oh fuck, that was so good.
So yeah, like that movie was great, but we're now getting talks of like Spider-Man 4 is also going to be a multiverse movie.
Oh
And
god.
I
people are trying
do
to make
recall you saying that,
justification.
yeah.
People are trying to justify why that's going to be the case, and apparently it's because it comes out after the next Avengers film, which some people suspect will be a 2-part movie like Infinity War and Endgame.
Sorry, what's the next MCU
Isn't that
movie?
one
Is
Secret
it that
Wars?
Fantastic Four?
That one's Doomsday.
Oh, right, that's with Doctor Doom.
That's with Doctor Doom. Yeah.
Oh, so the Fantastic Four movie. Oh boy. Oh. Cool.
Yes, which that one also has.
Dead on arrival in my books. Bye bye.
Well, when they came out and said that Invisible Woman's big plot point in that movie is gender identity, I'm good.
Yep. Like, yep. This is a safe thing to skip. I'm gonna go try and finish up Venture Bros.
Yeah, exactly. But the reason why they're saying Spider-Man 4 might be a multiverse movie as well is because some people think that Doomsday is going to lead into Secret War, and Secret War originally was Battle World, which is basically another universe kind of story, like a big, like, comic book event kind of thing.
Yeah.
And some people think that Spider-Man 4 will take place in New York, but it's going to be like Battle World, New York. Like, we're not going to learn it is until like the end of the movie, where it's going to lead into the next Avengers film, like Secret War. But at that point, like, you know, multiverse again.
Right. Is it bad that I am hyped for Thunderbolts?
Sorry, what's Thunderbolts?
I have no.
Thunderbolts is basically Suicide Squad Marvel. It's a team led by Winter Soldier.
Okay. Hopefully. It's better than
the problem
Commandos.
The problem with Thunderbolts is it's got a lot of Disney Plus characters like US Agent, thinking about actually he might be the only one. No, sorry. The person who put together the team is also from Falcon and Winter Soldier, but everyone else is basically either from Ant-Man 2 or Black Widow.
Oh.
So, garbage. All right, good to know.
Pretty much.
Exactly. Like, the only redeeming part of it is literally going to be Winter Soldier.
Pass.
Some of my chat's saying they have interest in the Thunderbolts, so hey, maybe for them it'll be interesting.
I hope it's good. Hell, I hope Fantastic Four is good. But after hearing that Invisible Woman's main story plot is gender identity, and they're taking the womanizer aspects out of the Human Torch.
Yeah, you've kind of just lost the plot at that point. Isn't like fucking The Mandalorian gonna be like Reed Richards?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah,
it's fucking
Mr. cooked.
Fantastic.
It's fucking cooked, chat. There's no reason to go
Yep.
watch Fantastic Four. I'm not gonna touch it.
Sorry,
Fucking
Pedro
cooked.
Pascal is a douchebag. Fuck that.
Yeah, he is.
I hate his mustache. It gives me bad vibes.
I guess Marvel Rivals really isn't being coached by Disney. They kept Johnny's playable person. I don't know what's going on with Marvel Rivals. I'm not complaining, but
you don't know why it is the way it is.
Exactly.
Guys, I can explain it to you.
Money.
Well, no. Well, god damn it. There's that. And listen, I know I'm Jewish, but calm down. You don't need to mention money. Now, hang on. Y'all sit
It did
here.
perk up your ears.
Let me go get my tinfoil hat. Fuck you. And now let me get my water filter that filters out all the gay frog juice in your drink. Y'all should buy a water filter. Anyway.
Yes.
So, what the main thing is this. In China, you can fucking release so much and you can do so much if it's in the course of dominating the opponent markets, the enemy markets. Therefore, all right, clearly the West wants this. So after we've ruined all these companies, we can then corner the market in the thing they want. TNA and all that lovely stuff. Once they have a monopoly, then expect all that fun stuff that you've been enjoying, TNA, to go away. That's the end goal. It's the end goal, you fools! Ah! Anyway.
No, I kind of see what he means.
That theory going around. Yeah, I do. And I'm seeing some people like, oh, why Pedro Pascal? I'd like to point out that would mean the 3 smartest people in the MCU are likely going to be in the same movie, which would be Robert Downey Jr., Benedict Cumberbatch, and Pedro Pascal.
But
as
you mean Batch?
Cumberbatch, yeah.
Bitch.
So, and Doctor Strange is not in Doomsday, but he's almost practically a shoo-in for Secret War.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't surprise me.
It's just big actors play the really smart characters.
Of course.
Read Doom and Strange, exactly. And look, they're not gonna bring back RDJ just to make him play Doom. We're gonna see Iron Man again.
Well, isn't it already confirmed that he's
no, it's confirmed he's playing Doom.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not. They have not confirmed anything else besides that.
Right.
But Secret War is literally a multiverse story that can basically converges other realities. Even if we don't get MCU Iron Man again, we're getting Iron Man again.
My fucking god. I swear if they do that.
You know they will.
They will. That's a moneymaker. That's the whole reason they got RDJ to come back to begin with. Money. They know RDJ alone will bring people to the theaters.
This is true. I'm just like, you really are going to go so far as to take the wind out of your sails on a huge finale in your MCU universe and just, I think it's going to have a backlash effect.
There's only one thing about Doomsday I'm excited for. Only one thing. They have confirmed Ian McKellen is in the movie.
Oh, shit!
And Patrick Stewart. So we're getting OG X-Men, Professor X and Magneto in Doomsday.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Which means we get to see Ian McKellen Magneto fighting RDJ Doctor Doom. And I'm kind of excited about that.
We just have to get past all the gender politics bullshit that comes with Fantastic Four.
Even if the movie is shit, I think that's going to be a spectacle.
I'm still not going to watch it, but hey.
No, I'll wait for it to come out on DVD. But
don't worry, I'll then talk to you about watching it on your DVD. Can you give me a copy?
Who? Those characters were in the original X-Men chat.
Yeah, the original X-Men movies. So like Hugh Jackman,
James
Marsden, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, like the old Fox X-Men movies. Why are we talking about movies? Because it's what we're talking about, the current topic.
And it's part of the Nightwave.
Because, chat, you gotta send some shekels and then we'll talk about Marathon.
Well, no, you don't have to do that, but you should obviously give money. Now, give money to the whore, basically. Oh, goodness.
If you don't give money to Akko, I'm gonna have to put Akko on the street.
RDJ has had a lot of his appeal vanish after he opened his mouth about the lockdowns.
There's a lot of people that still like him, and not to mention that not a lot of people actually know about that.
The one actor, so Patrick Stewart died in Logan. Counter argument, Professor X was in Doctor Strange 2 as a different universe version of him. Also, he died in that same universe in X-Men 3 and was still alive in multiple movies later. So I don't know about that one. It's called Marvel Bullshittery.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, no, I don't know. If you're gonna have Bulb, please put him in the cuck chair.
That'll be $20, please.
Oh gosh.
Not allowed to our chronic landline. No, yeah. People, so yeah, that's something else that people were mad about a female Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four, but they're not making him female. It actually is an established character that they're using.
But they're deciding to use a
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, they're trying to use, they're just femailifying it basically.
Yes. People are not as mad at RDJ about the lockdowns as Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo needs to shut his mouth.
Well, Mark Ruffalo's always been a douchebag.
He has.
I liked all those memes people made. Moused.com.
Moused? Wait, I don't get it.
Cause he. What do you mean you don't get it? Aka!
Well, I know what the other one is. I just don't understand that one.
Because Disney's fucking him.
Oh. I mean, they probably are. I thought the movies weren't going to be all like the comics. It sounds like a lot of comics.
Well, no, that's what people want, is for them to be like the comics. Because at least the older comics. Let's put it. Let me.
Are we
put that in
sure?
perspective.
Some people probably just want something new. I don't know.
Well, right, but if they're gonna follow source material, actually follow source material.
Mm-hmm.
Edward Norton was indeed a better Hulk.
He was. I liked his Hulk in Avengers 1 and 2. After that, no. Anyway,
Oh shit! Apparently, No Mercy's back. Yippee!
Oh, is it really?
Woohoo!
so, chat. As of April 10th, Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced 3 years ago.
Yes, and everybody's wondering if it's ever going to happen.
Hey, it's like, hey, Square, please talk about it. At least tell us that this exists. We got Silksong coming this year. We're not expecting Kingdom Hearts 4 to come this year, but at least, like...
I baked you a pie.
something.
Thank you.
Ain't coming.
Excuse me.
Silksong isn't real. Sorry, Temp.
Well, no, they confirmed it for this year.
Nah.
It's even in our
Yako,
docket.
He's
See-
just going crazy.
Bull and I are on the same wavelength that until we actually see a date and it actually be released to consoles.
We have a date, 2025.
Put him in the silly room.
It's
Aka.
not
He's
a
lost
date.
his
That's not a
mind.
date. That is a year. It's a year, Temp. Not anything else.
7 Remake Part 3 needs to come out first. I don't know what's going on with the remake team, but they're chugging along. God damn.
Hey Aka, put a poll. Do we put Temp in the silly room? He's gone insane.
No, I think he's all right. You can leave him alone. Oh,
Hulk
2003 is the
2003
best.
is still the best. Yes.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
They confirm Silksong every year. Chat, we had Silksong and a Nintendo Direct confirmed for this year. It's coming this year.
Temp, who's your supplier? Because that's some premium grade copium.
What would you like to know?
He's California sober chat.
There's a rumor about a live action Kingdom Hearts movie. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Oh.
No. If that rumor was very active, there was a Kingdom Hearts Disney Plus show or Disney Channel show that was going to happen, and that got canned.
I can't imagine why.
That was years ago.
Seeing how I've seen Amazon actively fuck over Markiplierable people with his show, we'll never get anything good, chat. They just prefer to strangle anything good in the bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
On the note of, I'm going to say Square Enix.
I was going to say on the note of what? Strangling?
So a few weeks ago, Square announced that 2026 will be, I think, the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy IX. Does anyone here remember the Nvidia leak a few years ago?
No.
I have brain damage.
It's very accurate, yeah.
Your name.
Clearly. Okay. So during the Nvidia leak, they basically had a few games that were in it that were like, let me think. I bring up the Nvidia leak. What was in the Nvidia leak?
There's a Predator animated series I'm looking forward to. I saw that. We'll see how good it actually is.
It's apparently locked in a vault, chat says, so that's it probably got written off for tax purposes.
Yeah.
Until someone rogue decides to dump it out.
So this was in the Nvidia leak. It was Chrono Cross Remaster, 7 Remake, Final Fantasy 16, Kingdom Hearts 4, Resident Evil Remake, or Resident Evil 4 Remake, Street Fighter 6, Dragon's Dogma 2, Monster Hunter 6, GTA 3, Vice City San Andreas remakes or remasters. Basically, every single one of those was announced and released at this point, except for Kingdom Hearts 4. That's not out yet.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else has like been announced. But among those was also Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster and Final Fantasy IX Remake. And we hadn't heard anything about that, and pretty much everything that was shown in the Nvidia leak has been proven true. So it's got people wondering, like, okay, well, when is Square going to talk about Tactics and 9? Well, Square has been really pushing the Final Fantasy IX rumors, or like the anniversary, quite hard.
Right.
To the point they even made a post about it a few days ago saying, and this was on April 7th, saying, if you know, you know, and a screenshot saying, my memories will be part of the sky. And it's like, that's really cryptic. Like, why would you post that?
Is that a line from 9?
That's a line from 9. Yep.
Right.
Which has got people leading to be like, are they actually gearing up to announce 9 Remake?
Probably, if that's what they're gonna do.
Yep, especially because it lines up with the anniversary.
Don't worry. Square Enix will die before then.
You think
Square's
so?
been doing fairly okay.
I've heard rumors in the Merchants Guild of
Are you willing to opine about that?
If I did, the Merchants Guild would come and execute me live on your channel.
Oh. I'll be honest with you, that might be funny though.
Fucking having me red roomed live?
Yeah, I don't know. In Minecraft.
Thanks, Akko. We'll make sure to make a fucking octopus lava cooking thing.
Octopus lava cooking thing. In what, Minecraft?
Yes. Lava. Chicky.
I want a Resident Evil 0 remake and fix that god-awful item management series. There is rumors about the, I wish I was his name, is Temp. I've been gaming for 31 years, and I don't know what his hyper cope or anything feels. Yeah. The reason why we're talking about this is because Square is seemingly teasing something. Whether it's a remake or a remaster or something at all, something 9 is happening.
Right.
But there are rumors about the next Resident Evil remaster or remake project as well. The last thing I heard was Code Veronica.
Which is
Was
what?
going to get a remake.
Oh,
Code
that's
Veronica
cool.
is another Resident Evil game, one of the more popular ones too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember when the game store that I loved dearly to go to as a kid was going out of business thanks to a certain virus. I went on a spending spree and I think I dropped $2,000, and one of the things I got was Code Veronica.
Was it Code Veronica exclusive to the Wii, or am I thinking of a different one?
No, it was not. PS2.
I know there's like a Wii exclusive Resident Evil game. I think.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, there is. I cannot for the life of me remember that.
Mhm.
Speaking of, chat, now's a great time for me to shill.
Oh boy, what do you have for us today, Tim?
If, and I said this on stream before, if we hit 500 subs on YouTube, I'm playing Resident Evil 7.
Oh,
So you guys should sub to me on YouTube, because then you'll get to see me suffer.
Wait, isn't 7 the one with the comically racist caricature?
No, that's 5.
That's 5. All right, I get confused.
7 is the one in the house with the Ethan Winters and the mold people, and
Oh,
it's the first person one.
oh, make him play 6. That one's god awful.
oh gosh.
My chat bullied quotation marks, into playing 7. I'm just making sure they hit a goal.
Yes.
Mhm.
Next goal, 1,000. Make him play 6.
That's the racist one,
It's
isn't it?
fucking awful.
No.
No.
Oh
5
my
is the racist
god!
one. 6
It's
is just
5.
god awful. It's so bugged and just. I'll have to send you videos. It was horrendous, Akko.
Yeah.
Like, did you even finish this game before releasing it?
It's one of those games, huh?
Yarp.
That's not good.
Anyway, yeah, so chat, if you want to see me play Resident Evil 7, we are less than 100 subs away from 500.
Let's go! And also, don't forget to like the streams, subscribe to the octopus and the wonderful peppermint dog.
The Doge.
And what's next on the docket, Temp?
Is it?
He just
Sure,
short-circuited.
you know what, we'll bring Silk Song into this. This is from the marketing and publishing at Team Cherry.
God damn it!
Hollow Knight Silk Song is coming to both Nintendo Switch and Switch 2.
Congrats.
Not a lot to go on.
We've been
but-
ballsed.
The fact that, they're bringing it up now. This was on the 7th.
It's
Hey,
a
Silk Song is
sign,
coming.
is what you're
It's-
saying.
Yeah. Also, hey, you remember that meme I showed you? Oh, God. Do I need to bring this up? Just because it's funny? Hold on. I'm going to send it to you in Discord. Just so I can get it for myself.
I'm kind of worried.
It's kind of political, but not.
What happened? Nothing.
It's on my phone. I need to pull it.
What are you laughing at?
There it is.
Being malicious.
I mean, people get mad at me when I'm malicious, so I can't be malicious on Twitter.
Chat.
Oh.
Chat.
Oh.
There's a trend.
I see what you mean. Here, I'll show chat real quickly. I'll show you chat so that you can laugh too.
Oh.
I'm curious.
It's funny political.
Is it really though?
Are you
Yes.
fucking?
Oh, I love it. It's so good.
It's like fucking I can't remember what was the fucking thing with Shrek? There was something with Shrek about this. And I can't remember exactly. It was like what? Shrek released under George Bush and stuff. No Shreks released under Obama.
Yeah. That's just stupid yeah, exactly. It's just stupid political. It's funny. But it's also true now.
That's stupid political. This is true. Intep is technically correct. It is technically true.
Wait, Deltarune 3 and 4 have been released?
Yep, Deltarune 3 and 4, chapters 3 and 4 were announced also during the same direct that they said Silksong is coming this year.
Woohoo! I'm actually interested in seeing where that story goes, so fuck off. I know the fan base is cancer AIDS, but I'm genuinely intrigued.
I mean, like, I agree. The cancer, or the fan base is very cancerous. But, no, yeah.
Manifested by the orange. Yes.
Yes, the annoying orange willed it into being.
I think we're one of 40k Astartes with Trump Fallout show for Biden, and now Astartes 2 for Trump again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad Fallout show exists, and I wish it was dead. Fuck that show.
You and Kree both, I'm sure.
Kree is Kree.
Yes. God, Kree showed me the leaks, and I wanted to have a fucking aneurysm.
Oh gosh.
Like, genuinely. Hey, I have an idea, Akko. They want to, make this show, right? And it needs to look all cool and post-apocalyptic. Just give me the nuclear codes, and I'll make sure it's very authentic.
That sounds interesting. I don't know.
So, I don't know how much I believe exactly this entire post, but Doug Bowser, the CEO or the president of Nintendo of America, basically came out and said, if you can't afford a Switch 2, don't worry, the Switch 1 will still be sold.
Right. And I do believe that is going to be the case, that they are just going to continue selling the Switch because they know that the Switch 2 is too expensive.
Well, it's not even the case that the Switch 2 is too expensive. It's this, again, the games.
Mm-hmm.
Even though people act like the console is too expensive, are the same people who just happily, openly, willingly bought a PS5 Pro.
Mm-hmm. Is Bull okay? That's a hard question to answer. He's a Jew.
Oh yeah, no, he said, we recognize there are some people that may not be able to afford the Switch 2's price point.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we wanted to make the other Switch platforms available as well, so people still have the opportunity to come into our gaming universe, be part of these characters in these worlds, and see value, if you will, in whatever rung of the platform they come in. Doug Bowser is still alive? Yeah. He's just not as public as Reggie was.
Sorry, continue.
Go on.
And everyone is saying that, oh, the tariffs are the problem. Even Nintendo is saying the tariffs are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the tariffs are the problem.
No, it's kind of obvious that the problem is it's expensive, and they really don't want to admit that. I think that the tariffs are a good excuse for it, which is funny because there's already been a pause on the tariffs, so it's just like
also them not dropping OG Switch costs at all. Wolfsbane for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You stole my super chat again.
Yeah, well, it's relevant.
But yeah, no, it's just them. It was a convenient excuse. That was all that was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as we said at the beginning of the stream as well, is that there's rumors that Nintendo is delaying the pre-order because they're panicking about the game cost. I don't think they are, because Nintendo has not been one to budge, unlike the other two.
No, they haven't.
I vaguely recall. Now, again, I'm not Nintendo stares at temp, but I vaguely recall there was a time 20, 30 years ago where some shit happened and they did budge.
Yeah.
Chat, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, they have budged on stuff before.
Now, do you think it's possible they'll budge on the prices of the games?
I think... Well, two-pronged question. Anyone else? Absolutely, and not because I think Nintendo is made of tougher stuff, but because the cult of Nintendots stares at temp has shown that they can literally sodomize their wives in front of them and they'll still buy the fucking game.
I don't
See,
think
the
Temp would
people
do
you're
that.
talking about would buy every game. I've already said I'm buying a Switch 2 with the idea of I'm buying 2 games on it until they announce more.
Right.
And that is
They budged on
Metroid
Thank
and
you,
Donkey
chat.
Kong.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, chat. But yeah, so like I said, if it gets too uproarious, they might. It also depends on their financial position, which, knowing what I know when it comes to financial position, I think they're in a good place. Actually, yeah, that's a good thing that I just realized. The thing is, they're competing against Valve now. Valve is now a player.
Well,
When-
that's the weird thing is that Valve has actively said time and time again that they're not trying to compete with Nintendo. I think Nintendo is trying to compete with them,
Yes.
but
Well, that's the
Valve
funny
isn't
thing.
trying to compete with Nintendo.
Exactly. But that's the funny thing. This is the funny thing. Yes, Valve isn't trying to compete, or at least they say they're not, right? And they're clearly not making any big moves. I can acknowledge that.
The last time I heard of how many Steam Decks were sold, it was like 4 million, which is a very small number comparatively. But
it is
compared to the population.
When the Wii U sold 13 million.
Yeah.
How many did the Switch sell?
Around 150 million.
Yeah.
Like, 4 million is tiny compared.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So the thing is, Valve is not interested in actually like competing or brawling, because that's not like the mindset Valve has. Valve's thing is they want to be creating things because they feel they can make really good, like peripherals and stuff like that. And this is just them putting the money to good use and trying to push boundaries. That's their interest. Now, Nintendo has been responding by trying to be the scrappy little fighter. Problem is, you're literally fighting an opponent that does not give a shit, and if they were to look your way...
You're fighting like an opponent that doesn't care and basically owns the PC market.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
and Nintendo's not looking to get into that market. That's the other thing that people need to understand, is that that's a market that they're not interested in, nor will they compete for.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now, if Nintendo tried getting into the PC market, they could afford to. Hell, they could afford to drop a lot of these costs now.
The thing is, this is what I was gonna say. If for some reason Valve wanted to make a slug match, Valve would actually be the single corporation that actually could, and the reason for that is they have the same advantage that Nintendo does. Like I joked about the cult of Nintendo, you have the cult of Valve.
Yeah, you do.
And yeah, I'm just gonna be real with you. I think the cult of Valve was gonna win.
So
yeah, they probably would.
Being too greedy, and I think this kind of leads into specifically the same topic. That not exist. Was that taken down? No.
What? Did you have a post that got taken down?
I did. I have the Sorry, chat. I have the.
Do you not have the local archive of it still?
No, but I have the image. It's in Discord, so I can't show it because I have to save the image and everything. But according to Digital Foundry, Pokemon Legends ZA has noticeable frame drops, and they believe it can reach as low as 20 FPS, even on the Switch 2.
I remember hearing about this. Yeah, so it's not well optimized even. And now, here's the thing. How much of that is a Nintendo fault, a problem? And how much of that is a Game Freak problem? I feel like that's a Game Freak problem, and maybe they need to stop making video games because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You say that, yet they keep making gangbusters.
So, but that actually wasn't what I was actually looking for. It's relevant, but it's also like that was that part of it. It was this. Nintendo confirms $90 price tag for full Breath of the Wild Switch 2 experience, as DLC is not included in the upgraded edition. So, not only is the Switch 2 editions of the games just the Switch 1 carts with the DLC code for the upscaling DLC in the box, but the Switch 2 edition for Breath of the Wild is just the same original launch version without the DLC. So you have to spend the $20 for the season pass on top of the $70 for Breath of the Wild with the upscaling DLC.
Give us your money.
Breath of the Wild is not worth 90. 60, okay. 60 is actually a pretty good price for Breath of the Wild. I've played Tears of the Kingdom. Honestly, 70 was a pretty good price.
You think so?
You played it, and you saw what I was doing with it. I played my hours worth of Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, like, I had fun with it. It's just like...
That's
the fuck is that?
From you two. That's the copium that Tempest breathing in.
Sam, I think
Anyway,
unfortunately, people are just going to say they hate games that cost more than $60.
Yeah, and I get it. I get it.
But do you, though?
Anyway, and continuing to frustrate players with their upcoming console's absurd pricing strategies, Nintendo has confirmed that despite its $70 price tag, the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild will not contain either of the game's 2 post-release DLC packs, instead requiring players to shell out an additional $20 to get the full next-gen experience for the last-gen title. As shown in the console's world premiere Nintendo Direct on April 2nd, alongside brand new titles like Mario Kart Tour, and they said Tour, but it's World, and Donkey Kong Bonanza, Switch 2's early software lineup will also include a number of newly christened Nintendo Switch 2 edition releases, serving as upgraded versions of games originally developed, or at least partly so, for the first Switch. These Switch 2 editions will be available as a standalone $10 upgrade for those who already have the original release of the given game in an $80 bundle, which comes with the base game itself for those who do not. At current, the games confirmed to be receiving respective Switch and Switch 2 editions will all be the already released Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Mario Party Jamboree, as well as the upcoming Pokemon Legends ZA and Metroid Prime 4. Notably, of the 4 games that fall into the already released category, only one of them also has seen any form of DLC support, with Breath of the Wild receiving the Master Trials and the Champion's Ballad content packs in the year following its release. Sold together in the game's expansion pass bundle for $20, these packs unlock new challenge modes, armor sets, shrines, quests, and even a full dungeon for players to take on after completing the main quest. Yet, rather than opting to throw players a bone and include this DLC in the game's Switch 2 edition upgrade, Nintendo has instead decided that for those who wish to see Breath of the Wild, all that Breath of the Wild truly has to offer, they'll still have to fork over an additional $20. Quote, the Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition does not include the Breath of the Wild expansion pass DLC, said Nintendo in a statement provided to IGN, clarifying the issue. That DLC is available as a separate purchase. So, for those keeping tally at home, Should anyone who never played it before wish to enjoy the entirety of a game from 2017 on their 2015 console with support for the Zelda Notes game-specific service via Nintendo Switch app, improved frame rates, resolution, faster load times, and HDR support, they will have to pay a total of $90 for the privilege to do so. Add this potential price point to the console's already $100 over Nintendo standard $450 retail tag, the $10 being asked for a Nintendo Switch Online membership to play online, or $50 for the Plus expansion pack membership should they wish to play any of the Switch 2's GameCube classics, and the already stark $70 minimum for first-party games, and what should have been a family on a budget-friendly console option quickly turns into a gigantic money pit.
At the
very least, Nintendo has confirmed that physical versions of the Switch 2 Edition games will include the original Switch game and its upgrade pack all on the same game cart, i.e. they are exclusively Switch 2 game cards with no download code, but good all that does anyone if they can't afford the game in the first place. Regardless, for those still willing and comfortably able to pay the piper, Switch 2 officially launches on June 5th through North American and Canadian pre-orders are still on hold as the world attempts to navigate President Donald Trump's newly enacted tariff strategy, which had no effect in this. So $90 for Breath of the Wild.
So far, chat is saying no, they would not purchase this. There's some people that are lying and saying that they would. You guys are all lying.
Yeah,
there is something
hope liars, but overall 95% no.
Chat, here's the thing. Here's the thing to remember. This game runs better on the Steam Deck with an emulator.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, the emulated versions people use are Wii U versions. Switch 2 is backwards compatible. Yes. And that is something that no one actually has seemed to bring up, including Nintendo. If you already have the DLCs, do those transfer over when you migrate your from one console to the other?
Yes,
Right.
YouTube only poll. Sorry, chat. Sorry, Twitch, bro.
Because if anyone already had, if you're only supposed to vote once, I don't vote in these things. Because I'm biased. Because I'm a mod. So I would like the clarification if the DLCs do move over. I assume they do because they're still using the same like Switch account, or Nintendo account they use for the Switch, which is good. But they should have included the DLC. I think $80 for everything is a little bit easier to stomach if it's like main game, upscaling, and all the DLC. Does it still suck? Yes, but it is easier to swallow when literally every ounce of content is on the cart, and they're not doing that.
Right. Sorry, I'm thinking.
But this is definitely something that I brought up a bit ago, and it kind of goes back to the Square Enix discussion. Final Fantasy 16 on PC.
Mm-hmm.
When 16 came out on PC, it was $50 for just the base game. You know how much it costs to buy the base game and both DLCs on Steam?
What? 90?
70.
Mm.
So the full price of a full AAA game these days is how much it costs to get everything 16 had to offer. I don't think that's actually too bad.
What?
Because you got to consider
beaten into submission.
I don't know.
the 70.
I find the fact that like 16 is cheaper and it has like a lot to it is kind of crazy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 70 for literally everything is better than 70 for the base game and then 20 on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, if my choices are to be sodomized with a cactus or be set on fire, yeah, getting set on fire is a lot more preferable to sodomy with the cactus. But, counter argument, I just go get Terraria and then I can have a lot of fun. Or Star Sector for $15! Everyone, Star Sector, $15. Go get it. I am shamelessly shilling this game.
And then we had Hades.
Oh, also, sorry, since now we have a moment of silence. Wolf's Pain for $5. Other than the OG and GameCube 3D Pokemon games, Game Freak has not had a good 3D track record with Pokemon, and the OGs may not have been made by Game Freak. And then Winter of Lame for $5. Ironic. Nintendo helped bring the video game industry back from the brink after the video game crash, and now they may help push it off the cliff.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a very big possibility. Also, stop stealing my super chats. I was going to read them in a few minutes.
No, you weren't, so I stole them. Fuck you.
What type of cactus? Yes.
Any type with spines.
Pretty much. Anyway.
So, Supergiant confirmed that Hades 2 is a console launch exclusive on Switch 2. They
Wait,
clarified
really?
console launch because it is coming out to PC on the same time, but only Switch 2 is going to be getting it for a period of time, as far as consoles are concerned.
Ah, I see. So you still get it on PC, but like it's only going to be on the Switch in terms of consoles.
Yep, it will come to Xbox and PlayStation later.
Why? Like,
Probably because they made a deal with Nintendo to do that.
again, just like why?
Money?
I guess. Excuse me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really not that interested in Hades. It just looks kind of boring to me.
I mean, that's fair.
First one was great. Second one I heard was a shit show.
Yeah, they redesigned a lot of characters and made them look very androgynous, which I'm not all for.
Of fucking course they did!
Sorry.
So, I don't know. I'm definitely not playing it. I'm pissed at FromSoft.
I'll play it
Why?
after it. I'll play it after I finish Hades 1 and after it's out of early access.
Yeah.
But chat, that leaves our final topic of the night being Marathon.
Yay! Everybody is probably very excited about this. Before we do that, though, I'm going to read my super chats before you guys keep stealing them. Okay. Here, I'm going to turn that on. Let's see here. Wolf for 2. Yellow paint was used best in Mirror's Edge. I agree. It was. Project Libertard for 2 says Thunderbolts has people from A24 working on it. Who's A24?
A24 is an anime company. They're the ones making that stupid Thunderbolts thing. That's why a lot of people are excited about.
Okay.
Because that's the same anime company that made Fairy Tail.
Okay. Red Heracross for 2 says Hulk 2003 is still the best, and canonically the first Marvel movie ever put out. Yeah. Wolfsbane for 2 says also them not dropping the OG Switch cost at all. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I said this a couple days ago. I think they need to drop it by about $50 at least. Like, I know they're probably not going to do that, but they need to drop it by $50 so that it can help alleviate some of the issues. Like, once a console is no longer like up there, they should like reduce the price. Period. You know what I mean? Excuse me. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think that's something that they should definitely do when it's a console they're no longer putting a priority in anymore. Let's see. Wolf for 5 says, other than the OG and GameCube 3D Pokemon games, Game Freak has not had good luck. Has not had a good 3D track record with Pokemon, and OGs may not have been made by Game Freak. Yeah, they've really not been doing that good, period, on Pokemon, and it's starting to show, and it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. You all right there, Tam? You look like you're tweaking out.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. I don't know. What do you think about that?
About what, Game Freak?
Yes.
They've been shipped for a long time.
I agree. Let's see here. And then Speedy Cake 582 for 10 Australian. Just joined the stream and went to start to fast forward to catch up missed content. And the music had me almost panic because one of the notes is the same note my van makes when hitting neutral. I'm sorry to hear that. You'll have to tell me which song it was so that I can listen. I'm very sorry that one of my songs made you think that you were driving.
Also, sorry, don't mean to interject, but chat's telling me apparently I'm wrong about 824. Who made Fairy Tale? I thought it was 824. Or who am I thinking of?
I have no idea.
Oh shit. Oops. Sorry, chat. Anyways, for all the suckers that left, now we're gonna talk about Marathon! And that's why I'm here!
Okay. Yeah. This is kind of like your baby because you've loved Destiny more than me, so you can take it away. Both of us are going to be quiet while you talk about it.
I would like to say I also played the shit out of the original Marathon, so don't you dare tell me that this is his baby. I'll shank you.
Counter that, the Night Dive remastered of Quake 1 and 2, Doom 2, had all the expansion and new expansion for a cheaper price. Yeah, well, they're also much older, so.
Okay.
All right. Marathon. Let me bring this up.
Yay. Did you want to watch the trailer for the game? I feel like that might not be an issue.
Let's not. I've noticed some people kind of getting a little stingy about it.
Really?
Bungie seems to be kind of holding it a little too close to their chest right now. Besides,
I imagine
major
so.
publications.
They're getting shit on.
Yeah.
I imagine
Absolutely
so.
dumpstered.
Anyway, so Marathon is going to launch as a premium product, meaning players will have to be asked to pay full price for 3 maps and a battle pass.
Now,
Bungie's Marathon is a polished extraction shooter, but that might not be enough. Marathon feels like it'll deliver satisfying gameplay, but the experience around it could leave a lot to be desired.
mm-hmm.
So, I will admit, I think it has been countered already that premium price is not going to be $70. I've heard some people throw around 40. 40 is a lot better.
What? Wait, for the base game?
Yes.
Sorry.
Where are you hearing that from?
Just random people on Twitter talking about how they might price it the
Okay,
same
so no-
on.
Right.
That's why it's not in our docket. That's why I'm not like. There's no proof around it.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, chat just said, Pio said, apparently they're anticipating layoffs already.
Yes, so that is in our so there was a post about that was actually deleted by the original author of the post, and he actually made a follow-up post. I spent several hours, and Akio could attest for this, looking for a way to get back the original post.
Yeah, sadly it's gone because you didn't archive it.
It's probably because he had Bungie Hit Squad knocking on the
No.
door saying,
No. It was
delete that
even
or shoot
worse.
you.
It was the developers because the developers didn't want to get doxxed.
Yes. So this guy came out, and I read the on stream last night, but the version of it was that this guy's friend has been working at university and at the same time working at Bungie on Marathon, and some people were saying that they've been receiving emails about layoffs, basically anticipate layoffs because of Marathon's failure. And even some people are internally calling it Concord 2.
I'm definitely going to call it Concord 2. Here's the problem. The art style isn't horrible, but by the same token, it's just like...
Happy Passover.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes, it is Passover. I don't care. Anyway.
Fuck you.
Your religion, not mine, sir. That's really sad. Because like Concord actually was like a shit game, and we know nothing about Marathon except the fact that it's an extraction shooter, which I guess that people I guess people are not really interested in extraction shooters anymore that much, or maybe they are, but they want good ones, and they probably just look at Marathon and it's like, nah, that's not happening.
Objection, Akko. We do know a lot from that trailer and from those 15 minutes, and I can tell you this: it is an insult, because here's the thing. Marathon is not some random thing. This is a venerated title, pre-Halo. This was the game that put mouse look into games. And the story of Marathon was so in-depth and so fucking deranged that your average Zoomer's brain would melt. And now they have pulled that corpse out from its rest to puppet it in this stupid skin, because they think Concord 2 can get away if it just uses a skin of an older title, a venerated title. And this has people in the Marathon community really pissed off, because what they have done. So currently what people are thinking is that voice in the trailer, that's supposed to be Durandal. Now, the story of Marathon, just for you to know, rogue AI, long and short of it. Durandal went rampant, and his whole thing was, in the original, he was, because again, he's such a high-level being of thought.
Yep.
He didn't give a shit about humanity or anything. His end goal was to outlive the fucking universe. He didn't want to rule. He just wanted to be left the fuck alone and be the last man standing in the end.
And it's an AI.
Yes.
Okay.
And now they have turned Durandal into Diet Shodan.
I want to be a god.
Fuck off!
So they've bastardized, my fun favorite word, bastardized the thing that everybody really liked about him.
Yes, because that was another thing. Durandal wasn't like Durandal could be menacing, but he wasn't like full on evil. He was not Shodan. Just
Rasputin.
Sorry, what?
Rasputin.
Like, one of the funnier things about Durandal from the original games, he takes over an alien ship. He manages to steal that so that way he can, have some pretty high tech to play with. And he fucking renamed it Boomer. Just because, why not?
What?
Yeah, he called it Boomer. But yeah, no, the story and in-depthness of a game like Marathon, when the graphics were crispy hot shit, and yet it had such an engaging story, that's what really upsets people. That they have now changed it into this lame-ass extraction shooter that's going to have, weekly or monthly stories. So not even a proper fleshed out story, no single player, no nothing. And it's just going to be Durandal probably calling you all roaches or something, and you're doing this for my...
Well, no, they've already confirmed there's no campaign for Marathon.
That I know. I didn't say there's a campaign. I said no single player, and they're doing the Halo 4, that random story shit. You know what I'm talking about? The fire team stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing that. And seasonal storytelling. Thank you, Magma. Yeah, that's what they're doing, which is hot garbage, because guess what? That means you're not putting a lot of time and attention into each thing.
That's what that Bungie's been doing for several years
now.
Bungie's
been doing that ever since not the beginning of Destiny 2, but they've done it for quite a long time in Destiny 2.
Oh, sweet. So, Trash,
Yeah, and it's just gotten progressively worse over the years.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, this is a shit stain on a great, venerable franchise that has laid dormant for years. Marathon influenced a lot. Like I said, first game to have mouse look. And then not only that, it also, the Marathon logo is so iconic that it's essentially become an SCP. It's brainworms, Akko. Once you see the insignia, you'll see it in every old Bungie game.
I'm sure I will.
Oh, and you know what? Just as a final fuck you, if you actually guys want to go and play original Marathon, Aleph 1 ports, they are on Steam. Go get them. I believe it's all free. Get it before Bungie kills it.
So what kind of game is the original Marathon?
First-person shooter, just like Doom.
So boomer shooter.
Yeah, boomer shooter.
Hey, it's not a bad idea. We could play the actual Marathon instead of whatever the fuck they're making right now.
Fuck yeah. And I will tell you, I will forewarn you, this lore I'm talking about, most of it is not hard to find. You know, it's in the consoles that you normally are going to, so you can experience it.
So like in Halo.
Yes, but there is... Sorry, when I mean consoles, I mean like, you know, you walk up and interact with actual like consoles in the game that are text. But the thing is, if you want this deeper story I'm talking to you about, that I'm schizo rambling about, it's a lot more hidden away, and some of the things to get to it, I'll just full on point blank tell you, is hard. There is literally one console to get to where you have to parkour and rocket jump in a game that has no concept of jumping and no concept of rocket jumping.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you want, fucking that game essentially thought of or was the prototype for rocket jumping.
Interesting. Okay. So, moving on, Tim.
So the guy who made the tweet about what's going on internally at Bungie said, I got asked to delete the tweets about Marathon about my friends from uni working on it just in case. I don't want to risk them getting found out. They sent me screenshots and photos, and it's pathetically bad, like borderline atrocious. There is no hope nor desire from most of the people working on it. They know it's nothing remotely close to the original IP, and it's all higher ups not caring and just wanting to cash in on a milk farm of trend chasing with an existing IP they own that they don't care about if it burns to the ground or not. Most of them have said they are planning on jumping ship just before launch. Team managers have also said some stuff about some emails they keep getting alluring to the fact executives might be getting worried / pissed off. Not confirmed, but they seem to read between the lines that confidence is wrong. Basically, this is just going to be another Concord disaster, and in all honesty, it being current Bungie, it deserves it. Don't believe most of the YouTubers uploading content. They signed an NDA not to talk negatively about the game and gave vague advice in what is allowed criticism and what isn't. Obviously paid for, so they have full control of their opinions. They plan on monetizing the fuck out of it from the very start / launch and lifespan. Personal opinions from friends working there don't expect the lifespan of the game to be longer than a year. Marathon will flop.
Just a year, maybe even less, potentially.
Maybe even less. And that's a theory. I'm a tinfoil hat theory I'm going to run around with. The release date for Marathon is mid-September. There are rumors that GTA 6 comes out in October.
Yeah,
GTA 6.
It's being released out to die.
Exactly. It does not matter what happens. GTA 6 will kill Marathon.
Well, not only that, but to kind of counter what this fella is saying, it's not that they just don't care. This is literally we were going to lose the rights to the IP, because if you don't touch an IP long enough, then, you know, it goes free. This was just their way of refreshing the IP. Oh, and just to platform for a sec. Hey, chat, I just dumped all 3 links to the original marathons from Steam. They're free. Go get them right now and just show Bungie, fuck you, we're not buying this garbage.
No, that's why I said a few days ago that, and I put it on Twitter specifically, that I feel like if any game right now is going to beat GTA 6 at the Game Awards, because GTA 6 will be up there, I can guarantee you that, it's going to be Silksong. I'm going to retract that a little bit and say Monster Hunter. It also has a fairly decent chance.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
As for what?
Game of the Year.
I think you need to go to a mental institution.
Like, GTA 6 is very likely going to win it because GTA 6. But I feel like those two, as of the gaming space right now, are the only ones with a genuine chance to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
On the note of Marathon, Marathon won't have proximity chat because it'd be way too toxic.
Yes. Because I think game companies have just given up trying to, not all of them obviously, but I think some game companies are just deciding to give up on attempting.
It's only indies like Repo as a great example.
Repo's a great game. I'm not seeing anybody be racist in that game.
Yeah. But
Hey,
that's a different
play
stuff. Is
Repo
that
for 5 minutes?
On Wednesday.
like it, I kind of understand it in the same vein of like it is an FPS like competitive game, or at least that's what they're aiming for it to be. And if it tries attracting the same crowd as like odd, that might at least get it a little bit bad.
Mm-hmm. Kids will be hurt by mean words. No, chap. The kids are the ones making the mean words. It's the adults.
The kids are the bad ones.
It's the adults that are going to need the help.
Meanwhile, I'll be right alongside, slinging slurs that even the children don't know.
So this PC Gamer article goes on to say, we all have that moment when our eyes are opened to the hijinks made possible by proximity chat. For me, it was the night some guy in DayZ drove a truck to the town I was looting while screaming at the top of his lungs, the volume gradually rising and falling as he disappeared over the horizon. Ever since that formative belly laugh, it's been a treat to watch a once niche feature of milsims make the jump to battle royales and more recently extraction shooters. Proximity chat is a modern tool for our modern times, but it has a downside. As long as someone's standing close enough, you're at the mercy of whatever they have to say, whether it's friendly or downright awful, until you mute them. That recipe for toxicity was potent enough for Bungie to decide that proximity chat wouldn't make the cut in its upcoming extraction shooter, Marathon. When it comes to proximity chat, I don't think we're against the experience of it. To be fair, game director Joe Ziegler told PC Gamer in an interview at Bungie's Seattle studio, I think the challenge is how to make sure we're creating a safe environment for players inside of that space.
I'm so tired of safe spaces, man.
I am too.
I'm so tired of safe spaces, man.
I don't think anyone really has a good solution to that just yet because we're so dedicated at making sure that we're creating a safe space where we don't have players just flaming each other or doing terrible things to one another. It is a shooter.
Yeah.
It is a PvP shooter. Technically, you're already doing terrible things to each other all the time. I think we're just not ready to invest in proximity chat until we have a solution. You will never have a solution. An explanation that will undoubtedly bring mixed reactions. I do have friends and coworkers who wince at the thought of having to put up with the ramblings of nearby strangers, social enrichment be damned, and will think this is purely good news. I'm of the mind that skipping proximity chat will shrink Marathon's possibility space. Extraction shooters can't truly reach their peak. without impromptu negotiations, team-ups, deceptions, and roleplay. Yeah. I think that's where we stand right now. Like, if it was magical and we could somehow come up with that solution, I think we totally would do it. But right now, it is a challenge that many companies are trying to figure out. Bungie's not closing the door on proximity chat forever, but it doesn't seem all that motivated to invent the version of it that eradicates toxicity. So the smart money is on it never happening. One obvious counter to Bungie's reasoning is that proximity chat can be toggled off, and other extraction shooters like Escape from Tarkov or Hunt Showdown